As a Democrat, I strongly believe in the rule of democratic law. And for the rule of democratic law to work, there are certain basic principles we need to follow. As we preach, these principles should be our guiding principles in each of the member states of ECOWAS. So do we also preach that these principles must be grounded and established at the level of the ECOWAS. Clearly, and we are not ready to compromise on each of the journey at each stage. That draw my attention to the principles of democratic law in Ghana. One important thing about power, for it not to corrupt when it's absolute. That is what we have, what we call separation of power. Separation of power means no time must we allow a situation, whatever system we design, for one man to have absolute power as a head of any institution. That means the power of the state shall be divided into three, so that no one person shall have that unquestionable power. That will allow citizens to seek for alternative in arriving at the same goal. And the system of government created three arms: the executive arm, the legislative arm, and the judiciary. And each of them is supposed to be independent of the other so that they can check each other and none will be scared of the other. Very clear. Yeah. The separation of power then says there are three arms of government that will be in place to check themselves. Two will be political and highly politicized. That is the executive and the legislature. The people will choose them. The people will decide when and how long they will continue to be in power as those who will be working in making law and the execution of law. But the third arm, which is the judiciary, will only, because of the nature of that kind of job, that come with experience, age, so many factors, knowledge, you need them to be separated from the other two. So you don't want to politicize them. They should be the way they are. And that is the judiciary. 99% of those in that bubble, the judiciary bubble, are old people who see things with the third eye. They've had experience. Remember, it's all about the making and interpretation and enforcement of law. So the parliament is to legislate, that is, run over a proposed bill, whether it's private or from the president. Discuss it. Each elected from their constituency to discuss things in details. If by their majority they agree, then the bill will go to the executive who will be carrying it out. So any decision the executive want to make, it must go through the parliament. The president has no power to dissolve the parliament, whatever happens. Rather, the parliament can impeach the president the other way around. Haven't seen this, we say, wow, that is good. But as one person, the president has power, serious power. But he can't use that power without going through the parliament. Then, we then created the judiciary. The job of the judiciary is to make sure that the judicial system is working effectively and independently. And therefore, you cannot fiddle with the position of the Speaker of Parliament and the Parliament as a body. so also can the executive should not be seen or fail to be fiddling with the judiciary. Because this is an institution that people can run to when they feel even the president is at fault. So you don't want that institution to come under the belt of the president. Never. And this is the mistake we are making in Electoral Commission chairperson. He need the counseling that is prima facie. Go through the Chief Justice and say, yes, there's a case for removal. Then he'll remove the chairman of the Electoral Commission. And he want to do all these three. To do this, now this is the scheme. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Petition were to be submitted to the president. The president is aware. You can't just submit a petition and president will wake up in the morning thinking we are all kindergarten and say, yes, I just saw the... No, they cook it up with him, John Mahama. They sat in one room and plotted it. And what did they do? Made some people bring in the petition. Everyone in Ghana has read the petition, including me. If you are going to submit something, and you will sit down with some people to draft it, or they are legal documents. You sit down with people to look at your advantage and disadvantage. So don't tell us it's a secret document. They should stop telling us that nonsense. And the petition was drafted. And Mahama and all of them, they sat down to choose those who will bring it to them. John Mahama can say, don't bring it, keep it. The man himself is the one saying, bring it quickly, I'm waiting for you, don't delay. Then they said there is a conveyor belt. When you get to him, Article 1466 says that the president then shall refer it to the Council of State. The Council of States are full of bootlickers. Don't forget about council. These are people who have retired. The only thing they are sitting there in the Council of State doing, they are getting free. The very thing they accuse a Chief Justice for is she has overspent certain money. It's part of it. Hold it. The whole thing is cooked up. It's all a lie. Everything. This is how they crucify Jesus Christ. Yes, Ponto, what they call it, that Pantopile, that Roman emperor. He said, or the governor, he said, I have nothing to do with it. They brought it and I have to decide on it. So I wash my hand. It's a lie. They were all part of it. They only had the Pharisees to bring in Jesus Christ. That's exactly what they are doing. In Ghana, we should not sit down. People who have voice, you must wake up to talk. Now, we then heard, I want to stop here because it's another chapter we'll take. The president has suspended the Chief Justice from office, pending other things. We'll come to that.